my name is Heidi Postuma and I'm a real estate agent here in Christchurch, New Zealand. If you want to find out anything about buying or selling real estate here in New Zealand, then I think you're going to like it here. Now today's video is one for the first time buyers. These are probably things that you may or may not be doing, but if you are, then they're wrong. But don't worry, I've got solutions for you. The first thing that you did wrong is that you went straight to your bank. Now, in my last video, I talked about the benefits of using a mortgage broker, and I still stand by that. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch my previous video about 5 recommendations I recommend you do before you start looking for your first home. In that video, I talked about the value of a mortgage broker, and I still stand by it. So do not go to your bank, go straight to a mortgage broker. The second thing that you might be doing wrong is that you are only looking at standalone homes or freehold titles. Now remember, most people do not stay in their first homes forever. So I know that it's your hard-earned money and that you've worked really hard to save up for your first home, and I completely understand that, but don't be afraid to see houses like a stepping stone to get to your dream home. I would highly recommend that for your first home, if you don't have any help from parents or family and you are limited in your funds, then I would strongly recommend that you consider unit titles, cross leases, townhouses as a starter first home and see it as a little stepping stone. Along similar lines to that, the next thing that you might be doing wrong is that you are only looking at houses in your dream suburb. Like I said before, chances are you're not going to stay in that first home forever. So make a list of no-go suburbs, and then I would suggest you keep an open mind and look for that first home in all areas of your city that you're living in. Because another thing to note is if you think a suburb is ideal and desirable, chances are so does a lot of other people. So I would suggest you use that first home as a way to get to your next goal. The next thing that you might be doing wrong is that you are making an emotional choice and you're getting distracted by the pretty staging of a house. Or you're making a choice based on the lack of staging of a house. Now, as a real estate agent myself, I know that staging is designed to make people fall in love with a house. My recommendation to you is to try to not make an emotional based decision, but to try and make a logic based decision, especially for that first home. So my suggestion to you would be to try and keep an objective mind when walking into those open homes. And if you can't do that, it's a good idea to take someone else with you. It could be a parent, it could be a friend, but just someone else who's slightly more removed from the process than you. Because remember, you don't have to do this alone. Another thing along these lines is I would recommend that you definitely always do your due diligence. Seek the technical advice that you need, seek the legal advice that you need, and remember to do your own research. So research into the cladding of the home, the materials, the age of the home. So some houses built in certain areas are more likely to have asbestos in it than others. Some houses built with a certain material is more likely to have weather tightness issues than others. Research into that, because those are probably more important than the staging, so that in the case that you are successful with the home, you don't get left with this massive headache once the pretty staging has been removed. And the final thing for this video that you may not be doing that you should start doing more of is you may not be asking enough questions. A good real estate agent should know the house that they are selling fairly well. Open homes are a good opportunity to ask questions. Ask about the neighborhood. Ask about any potential developments that are likely to happen in the near future. Ask about the cladding, ask about any easements on the title. Those are probably questions that I would ask myself if I were to look for a home. A good and ethical agent should be able to answer your questions, and if they can't remember the answer on the spot, which sometimes does happen, then they should be able to send you the information either via text or email or call after the open home. Alright, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.